Hey everybody. Happy Sunday evening. Happy Sunday evening. I'm up here burning the heck up. It is hot as hell in Omaha, Nebraska right now. I'm going to need y'all to put y'all temperatures up in the chat because I want to see what the temperature is where everybody else at, because it is hot up here in Omaha, Nebraska. It is so hot. It don't even feel like your air is on when your air is on, whether it's in your car or in your house. But yeah, sorry I'm late. I was a little late. My cousin, who you all know, well, some of y'all probably know, who was in the hospital for a couple weeks. She's back in the hospital tonight. She went to the hospital earlier today, and hopefully she won't be in there that long. We don't know when she's going to get out this time, or what to expect this time. But I told her I will come tomorrow because she had emergency surgery, and then she literally just came out of surgery. And I talked to her for about 30 minutes, and she told me she just wanted to rest and lay down, because I was going to go out there when I found out she had to have emergency surgery. But then I was like, I was going to change the time on the live and everything, change it to tomorrow. But then she was like, no, just, come out tomorrow. And she told me she might need me to watch her kids tomorrow night if she has to stay in the hospital another night. So I told her I'll do that, no problem. That's my fam. Hey Donna, how you doing, sweetheart? Good evening. Thank you. Everybody, yeah, just please keep her in her prayers. This cousin TT, I didn't talk to y'all about her before. Matter of fact, she was with me while I was at her house a few days back when I was live. We went live for about an hour and a half from over her house. She didn't want to be on camera, but she was talking her butt off in the background. But yeah, that's cousin TT. So yeah, she's back in the hospital tonight. So again, appreciate all your prayers, and everybody just keep her on your heart, keep her in your prayers. That's my cousin, and I love her. But yeah, you said you so behind on Basketball Wives. Well, we only on episode 2. When's the last season you watched? Did you watch last season, Donna? Or you just meant that you haven't started this season yet? Because last season was a really, really good season. So far, episode 1 I thought was really good. Episode 2, this one was actually pretty good too. I mean, they're still, kind of dealing with a situation from last season, from when they was in Amsterdam and they had the big blow up, and Shawnee and Evelyn and Jen, they got into it. So they got Jen. Jen is in the hot seat still. She's still in the hot seat because she has some explaining to do. And she doesn't seem to want to explain anything. But, you said last season you watched some of it? Oh, yeah. You need to go back. You need to watch the whole season. You need to watch the whole season 7 because it was good, especially like the last 4 episodes, man, was off the chain. The last 4 episodes, I couldn't wait till this season started, till season 8 started. So yeah, it was really good last season. Last season. Remember, Evelyn and Jen? Do you remember they kind of like made up last year? They had made up last year. They had put some things out on the table, situations or issues that they had between each other. They put certain things on the table. Evelyn thought everything was on the table and thought they could start all over, rekindle their friendship, and move forward. Well, they was friends for a minute until Evelyn found out that Jen was going behind her back, and she was talking about her daughter. She was talking about Jen. She was talking about Jen being a bad parent. She was talking about how her daughter Shanice is the one who takes care of Jen's other kid, who does the cooking, the cleaning, the shopping. She writes the checks for all the bills. She just does everything, while Evelyn is just out and about. You remember all that? Okay. And then she was also saying her daughter was like a prostitute, on drugs, all kind of stuff. So they fell out. So at the beginning of this season 1, Evelyn, Shawnee finds out that, and they're still reeling from the Amsterdam trip, from what happened last season. Now Shawnee finds out that Jen is talking about her kid's father, aka Shaq, and how he, his infidelities, him being unfaithful, cheating, all that stuff that he did when she was with him. And she got mad. Shawnee got mad, talking about she don't want nothing to do with Jen and F her and woo 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 when she see her, da 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 da. And if you watched the episode last time, you might feel the way I feel, which is like, okay, Jen said some things about Shaq that the whole entire world already knows, which is he was unfaithful to you throughout your marriage. And most likely probably before the marriage. I'm just saying. But she's mad, and I guess she thinks that, I don't know if it's because she thinks that since Jen is on the show that, I guess, Shawnee's like the head bee in charge, that she shouldn't be talking about her husband behind her back. But Jen is like, so what? What's the big deal? Everybody knows that Shaq cheated on Shawnee throughout her marriage. What's the big deal? Why is Shawnee so mad? Because I was talking about how Shaq cheated on her. And I guess Shawnee's like, okay, those are my children. These are my children. You're talking about their father. I said last review, I don't get the hoopla. I don't get why Shawnee dragging it out. I don't know why, but to me, it just seems like Shawnee is trying to have the same beef, or kind of sort of the same beef with Jen as Evelyn has. Like they're trying to gang up on her and both have a beef with her, because it just really don't make no sense to me why Shawnee was acting out last episode. She was acting like she wanted to fight Jen. They had to pull her out because Jen showed up at an event that Shawnee had threw. And she was like, what's the big deal? Why is she so mad? Because I said, yeah, Shaq was cheating on her. I don't know. Am I the only one who feels that way? Like Evelyn was, Shawnee was dragging out. I just feel that now. I can see why Evelyn is still pissed. For one, Jen is supposed to be the godmother of her daughter. Evelyn and Jen was besties for a long time. And Jen was the godmother of her daughter, of her kids. And so I can see why she's still mad because of all the stuff, all the foul stuff that Jen had to say about, her daughter. And about her being a parent or her lack of parenting skills or whatnot. I can get that, but I don't... Shawnee, I think she was just doing too much. She's doing too much. This episode, she's like, she's trying to wash her hands with Jen. She don't want to have nothing to do with her. And I don't know. And then Evelyn, this episode, she's like, well, when Jackie, the peacemaker, Jackie, it seemed like for the last few episodes, ever since, remember Jackie used to get into it with everybody? Everybody used to have a problem with Jackie, whether it was from her drinking or just her, talking about people or dogging people or being so judgmental with people. Everybody used to have a problem with Jackie. But now, over like the last few seasons, Jackie has been like the peacemaker. The one to get everybody together, or try to get everybody together. Hey, one and only Thick and Meaty. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking that like button, because I know you did. I just know you clicked the like button for your girl. Yes, I love Jackie too. I love me some Jackie Christie. Even when she be on some mess. Because she's just such a character. You just can't help but to love Jackie. She's crazy. She's funny. She's so outgoing. She's spontaneous. I see why Doug likes her. I see, and she's a freak. So I definitely see why he likes her. She just open minded, but now that she's cool with everybody, she's back on the inside with the ladies because she used to be on the outside. I guess she feels like it's her responsibility now to try to keep the peace between Jen, Evelyn, and Shawnee. So she called them together and had a little event at that place. I didn't really understand. I didn't. If y'all understood, I don't know the place where they went. The crystal place. Like I guess they were having some woosahs, doing some meditating. And all those crystals that was around. I don't know. Like is crystals good for the skin? Good for the mind? Good for the spirit? Good for the soul? I don't know. I really don't know. So, but. And it didn't seem like it helped. It didn't seem like it helped with their come to Jesus moment with all those pretty crystals. I mean, they were actually, really beautiful, really pretty. The crystals that was all around and on the walls and, on the stands and everything. They were sitting on pillows and stuff and they were meditating or whatnot. Jen, who always has to make a grand entrance, just like episode 1, she comes in super late after Shawnee gave her speech and everything at her heart health event. She comes in super late. I don't know why she wore that jacket she had on too. Jen is like 6 foot something. She had on that jacket. It had like the arms, the shoulders were like so straight and so like strong looking. I'm like, what does she got on? I really was not feeling her outfit. I'm like, usually Jen be dressed all cute and fly and sassy and everything and California. I don't know what she had on. That jacket, I wasn't feeling it. And actually I wasn't really quite feeling Shawnee's that thing had pads in it, but the pads seemed like they were like 10 inches thick. I was like, what? What does she have on? And then Shawnee's outfit, I really wasn't feeling her outfit either. That's probably and not too many of Shawnee's outfits can I say that about, but this where she had the dress, I don't know, the flannel dress. It looked like it was I don't know. It looked like a big curtain on her. That's what it looked like. Then she had the jean jacket kind of hanging off her shoulders with the flannel looking. I don't know. It look. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Did y'all like it? I did not like it. I'm like, Shawnee, no. That's a no. But anyway, they got there and Jen got there and they were trying to, Evelyn, she started off. She was telling her, how she was still upset, how her daughter was upset, how she feels like Jen should have apologized already to her daughter, for what she has said. Jen's up there. Why is she still in denial? Like, basically what she's doing is implying that Shawnee was lying. Because remember, last episode in Amsterdam, Shawnee was the one who was like, Tell her what you said, Jen. Tell her what you said about her daughter. Tell her that you said her daughter is this and this and that and the third. And Jen, her mothering and, talking about her mothering skills or lack of. And Jen was just like a deer in headlights. And she's still denying that she's even said anything. Last episode, we waited all season long for Jen to show us some receipts. All season long. Remember the phone scene where she was scrolling through the phone? Swipe left. She was she didn't find no receipts in her phone. She couldn't produce no receipts. Every story that she had that people were saying that she did, she always was like, oh no, I got receipts. Somebody else said something. Somebody else says I got receipts. She never showed any receipts, and she's still, basically denying that she said anything about Evelyn's daughter. And we all know that's a lie. So Evelyn is like, you know what? You're going to keep lying. You're going to keep saying, they can't, move forward until Jen, starts placing some blame on herself. She has to start placing some blame on herself. Tammy, I'm happy for Tammy too. I just don't understand why she eloped without her daughters being there. Her daughters was really mad. And even when she sat down with her daughters and her husband, when she sat down with them and she was like, I just want everybody to put it on the table. And they were telling her, why, if you talking about you miss your daughters, we're the light of your eye, we're the, everything, your world, your universe, you know how you tell your kids, I love you from now till ever, 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 infinity and beyond, but you didn't tell us that you was getting married. Like, why do y'all think that she did not even tell her daughters? Like, and I get it, Donna. I get it. Not too many people is fond of Tammy. And honestly speaking, me and Tammy, we go back and forth each season. I'm just saying. This season I might like her. This season I might not. This season I might like her. This season I might not. but I'm just like, why? Your daughters, they mean so much. I could never. I don't even have daughters. See, daughters, when they, as far as weddings, girls, period, ladies, period, they think really, really highly of weddings, and, they think of dresses and rings and cakes and guests and, invitations and where they going to honeymoon. I mean, every girl, when they're little, grows up, and they want to be married. When they're little, they just want to be married and have kids. Now, when they get older, it might change. When they get grown, they be like, they might change. But her daughters were so happy for her when she found out that, her boyfriend was, at the time, her boyfriend was trying to, propose to her, had bought her a ring. They were so, so happy for her. And she didn't include them in the wedding, the elopement. So I'm not. And then they also was like, okay, they still don't understand why she didn't invite them or tell them. But then they was like, well, what's your issue with the ladies? Why you won't tell the ladies? And then she says that she thinks that the ladies might not be happy for her. Now, do y'all think that's the real reason? Like, why would they not be happy for her? I can't see them not being happy for her. Especially Shani. I mean, most of them is on that show because of Shani. I mean, I know it's kind of like Basketball Wives, where Nene is like the head, be in charge on Basketball Wives. She might not run everything. I mean, on Housewives of Atlanta, my bad, Housewives of Atlanta. She might not run everything on the Housewives of Atlanta, but she has a lot of say-so. And the same goes with Shani on Basketball Wives. I'm sure that she would have been happy to know that she was getting. I mean, they were happy before. They were happy when she got engaged. I mean, Jackie, especially Jackie. Remember Jackie went to help pick out the ring? So why wouldn't Jackie be happy? I mean, who exactly is she referring to? Who do y'all think she's referring to? Because we need to pin this. We need to narrow this down. Because just from the top of my head, the only person that I can see that she could truly be speaking of is maybe Evelyn. Maybe Evelyn. But the rest of the ladies, I wouldn't care. And like, she's not wearing her ring. I know some people don't wear their rings. I mean, if I was married, I would wear my ring all the time. All the time. Unless I was going somewhere like to the ocean or somewhere where I knew my ring could, any activities where I knew my ring could like slip off my finger, things like that. I would wear my ring all the time. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't want to wear her ring, and her excuse is because she doesn't want the ladies to know, because she don't think they'll all be happy for her. You said, I'm not surprised what she did to her daughters. That was wrong. I don't think so, but I guess everyone has their people they like and don't like on the show. Yeah. I agree. I just can't believe that she didn't at least tell Jackie. Because I think out of everybody on the show, I think Jackie would have been the happiest. I think she really would. I mean, she went with her guy, not her guy, but before he was the husband. She went with, her boyfriend to help look at rings and everything. So I don't know. I think Jackie's gonna be hurt. That's what I think. That's what I really think. I know they'll be excited for her. I don't know that much about Evelyn. Their relationship is still a little touchy. Still a little touchy. But I think Jackie might be a little hurt. Jackie's kind of emotional. She's kind of emotional. But we shall see. We shall see. But what do y'all think about, okay. Now, we all know the reason why Malaysia keeps trying to get Cece and Kristen to get along for the sake of the family, because they're all in some type of way related. Kristen and Cece, Malaysia and Kristen, Malaysia and Cece, Malaysia and Byron, Thomas and everybody. They're all like related by marriage or whatever. And she's still trying to get them to come together, and get along. So she figured she would get together, have Cece come and sat down with Kristen. But Cece did not know that Byron's daughter, London, was going to be there. How do y'all feel about that? Like Kristen and London ganging up on Cece. How do y'all feel about Byron still not wanting Kristen to come to the wedding? I, for one, feel like I think that Cece could try a little harder to be a better stepmom, and grandma. Like, you put yourself in that situation. I feel like as a wife, as the step parent, period. I feel as a step parent, period, that you should try to make an effort to spend time with these grandkids that you're basically taking on, because what's his is yours. His kids become your kids. His grandkids become your grandkids. Not just his money becomes your money. Okay? That's just how I feel. And I don't think Cece tries hard enough. And another thing, I think Kristen is right when Kristen thinks that Cece might have had some kind of influence on Byron to not have her at the wedding. Like, okay, last season, Kristen did say on the TV show, so everybody saw, how she thought Cece and Byron were not good grandparents, and that they don't make an effort to come see their children, to see their grandchildren. And Kristen was hurt by it. But I did also say, y'all done heard me say plenty of times, even if it ain't even about this show, period, but y'all done heard me say plenty of times, a lot of people always complain about you not visiting them, but do they come visit you? Do they try to come visit you? A lot of people always think that somebody's supposed to come to their house because their house is the place to be, and they don't feel worthy enough to feel like somebody else's home is worthy enough for them. So they always, and if you don't come see them, they will have a fit. Like, why? When the last time you came to visit me? Da, 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 da. That's how I also feel about Kristen. Like Byron said, he's reached out to Kristen, and Kristen ain't reached out to him. Kristen ain't returned his calls, or his voicemails or nothing like that. I feel like Kristen and Cece, they both need to try a little harder and not put on all the visitation and all the responsibility of, spending quality family time with the grandbabies all on Byron and Cece. It takes a whole family, to make sure that family time and that quality time is there and that bond is there. But Byron, as the husband, I think he is allowing Cece to influence him. I do. Thank you, Juana Meaty. Thank you for checking in with me. I really appreciate it. You go to bed. Go night-night. Sweet dreams. Thanks for checking in. I'll try to catch you in the morning on your morning or your afternoon lives. But yeah, I think Byron, I think he's kind of being influenced by Cece just because of how big the beef is between Cece and Kristen. And you know how we women are. Come on now. We know how we women are and how we can influence our man and kind of make him be on our side, even if we aren't right. When it comes to our friends, our family, our jobs, we expect our man to be like, I understand, babe. I understand what you're going to do about it. Yeah, don't be letting them mess with you. Don't be letting them say what they want to say. You go right there and tell your boss, even if you miss 5 days straight in a row, you tell them they can't fire you. That's my baby. They ain't going to mess with my baby. You know what I mean? I'm just being funny, but you know what I mean. Because I just can't see Byron being so petty. So petty to be like, okay, I want my son there and he gonna be my best man, but I don't want his wife there. Like, that is the mother of your grandchildren. That's the mother of your grandchildren. I mean, and I'm sure she wouldn't go up in the wedding. Well, I would hope not. That she wouldn't go up in the wedding and cause a scene. Cause a big scene in the middle of a wedding, but I don't know. With these reality shows, I guess you don't know half the time or sometime. But when Byron was sitting down with Cece and talking about how he still feels towards Kristen, how do y'all feel about him saying, my son Thomas, that's my son. I want him to be the best man at my wedding. He's always going to be in my life because that's my son, that's my blood, that's my seed. But Kristen, I couldn't give a care if I ever saw Kristen again. Ever. That's the mother of your grandbabies. I'm like, what kind of petty juice is Cece giving her man? That's just not how guys talk. I'm sorry. That's just not guy. Come on now. Most guys, they'll be like, it's up to you. If you want her to come to the wedding, she can come to the wedding. If you don't want her to come to the wedding, then she won't come to the wedding. It's up to you. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? That's usually how it goes. Even with parties and events. If you want her to come to the party, have her come to the party. If you don't, that's when it comes to women. That's when it comes to like women's pettiness and women's beef. That's usually how men are. They like, whatever you want, babe. Whatever you want. I don't care. I really don't care. That's how guys usually are. So, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. But I really think that Cece might have a little bit to do with influencing Byron, to not invite, what's the girl name? Kristen. But, okay. And another thing. Jen. As far as Jen goes, I know she lost her mother 3 years ago. That is very painful to lose a parent, especially if you're really close to them. Especially. And sometimes, even if you aren't close to them, because some people grieve not only for the parent they lost, but for the relationship that they didn't have that they could have had. It happens. Them be the ones that be on the casket. They be knocking the casket down, trying to jump in the casket. They had no kind of relationship with their parents or hated their parents, but them be the one all up there on the microphone for 2 hours talking about, what was me, and I'ma miss you and all that kind of stuff. So, I understand that she lost her mother and everything. I lost mine too 4 years ago. But it seemed like Jen is now using this as an excuse to why she is the way she is. Like, when you were talking about talking about your goddaughter, Evelyn's daughter, Shanice, was that your reason then too? That your mother died 3 years ago? I mean, when you was talking about Evelyn being a bad mother and not being able to take care of her kids and her daughter, Shanice, had to do it, was that your excuse then? That your mother died 3 years ago? It's like like Shawnee said, you are trying to use your mother as an excuse for your bad behavior, and it's not right. It's not right. I mean, she didn't say anything about her mother last season. Not that I heard. Did you? I didn't hear anything about, I'm acting like this because my mother died. I didn't hear none of that last season. But now, it seemed like she's on the outs, like all the way on the outs. Ain't nobody trying to mess with her. I mean, okay. Last season, Kristen was trying to mess with her. But then, at the end in Amsterdam, Kristen was like, I don't need that in my life. I don't need, and plus she already got no deal with Cece. So, she's like, I don't need that in my life. But Evelyn and Shawnee, they're not falling for it. They're not falling for it. They're like, nope, you can't keep using somebody who passed in your life as your reason to be an a-hole, to be mistreating people, to be disrespecting people. You can't use that. You can't keep using that. You just messed up, and you need to fix it. And I think, Evelyn, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think Evelyn really wants to forgive Jen, but Jen is not, she's not doing what she needs to do. She just keeps like saying, I didn't do it. She's not taking the blame for what she did. You said, remember when her ex threw a drink in her face? She was doing, yes, she was doing stuff back then. I'm like, oh my God. Jen is a mess. I don't know why she just won't apologize for it. And just apologize for saying what she said about her daughter, saying what she said about her as a mother, and just apologize for it and just get it over with. It's like Jen is so, I don't know, what's the word I'm trying to use? What's the word? Not proud. Stubborn. That's what I'm trying to use. Stubborn. Jen is really stubborn. And I don't think she likes to be wrong. That's how I feel about Jen. I think she can be a really, really sweet person because I done seen that in her. I have seen her be really sweet and comforting and loving and friendly. And, I done seen that in Jen. So I really don't know what her issue is. Yeah, and her mom, she's just putting a lot of stuff. She's misplacing the blame. The blame should be on her. And she keeps placing it elsewhere. And until she gets it off her chest, says what she needs to say to Shawnee, and I still feel like Shawnee dragging it out. Shawnee, you just dragging it out. Your man slept with how many women when he was with you? Okay, whatever. Jen was talking about it. Whatever. I'm sure all the ladies on the show at one time have talked about how Shaq cheated on Shawnee. I mean, most of the women on the show who were married or with basketball players, the reason why they're not with them anymore is because they were cheated on too. So, okay, whatever. I think Shawnee's just dragging it out just to kind of like gang up on, to have some kind of reason or excuse to gang up on Jen and, be allies with Evelyn. But anyhow. But you said her mother was alive back then. So, but y'all let me know. I could be, I could be reading it wrong, but I think that Shawnee is dragging it out. Just dragging out. Just I don't know. It's working for her storyline. It's working for her storyline this season. It's like, okay, she already, had issues, going on with her son and everything. I don't understand why you need to take the storyline this way and kind of gang up on Jen, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see if she apologizes to Shawnee too, or if she just apologizes to Jen or whatnot. But next episode, we're gonna be, what I'm looking forward to is to find out if Kristen and Byron, because the ladies did hash out, they seemed like they hashed it out. They hugged, they cried, it seemed like they was trying to make up. Malaysia, I thought she did a good job trying to keep everybody cool, keep them from getting hostile, and also to keep Cece from leaving, because Cece had picked up her shoes. She was about to walk out that door. She's like, London, Kristen, y'all's not about to jump, y'all not about to gang up on me like that. And then Byron was also upset because his daughter, London, was there. He's like, what the heck was London doing there? She has nothing to do with what Kristen has an issue with. But again, London, she was like, I just feel, CC, that you are not the example of a stepmother. So London, she's kind of siding with Kristen. They not real sisters or anything. They sister-in-law because, of course, that's Byron's daughter, London. But I guess, I think they have this kind of relationship where they sisters. You know what I mean? Sisters. Where they, they family. So, she was calling her sister and stuff. But Byron is like, why was my daughter there? Why was she, why was she upset with you and everything? But in the end, they hugged it out. They cried. They seemed like they, made up. At least they seem like it. So I'm hoping that they can move forward. But now Byron, anxious to find out what is he gonna do. Like, is he gonna sit down and talk to Kristen and clear the air? Put it all out on the table. Promise to do better. Promise that they'll both spend more time together. The grandkids can come over their house. They can come over their house. They only blocks from each other. Like, how you block from each other and you don't go see your grandkids? I don't get that. I don't get that one at all. Shoot, my mama would drive across the world to go see her grandbabies, all of them. And my mama, My mama, she would drive, let's see how many grandkids she got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 13. Oh my God. My mom has 13 grandkids. Oh my God. But then again, some of them was born after she passed. So, but still, she would drive all over everybody. She would hit up everybody's house, see her grandkids. And in return, we always went over her house and brought the grandkids over her house. We would just pop up out the blue. What up, Ma? What's cooking? Is them greens? Is them beans? What you got on there, Dad? You grilling? Oh, okay. All right. We right on time. But yeah, I cannot imagine staying like blocks away from my sons and my grandbabies and never go visit them, or them never come visit me. I'm like, that's not a good relationship to have. I hope I never experience that. Never. And me and my sons, we cool. They don't have no kids yet. They 22 and 18. They don't have no kids yet. They both in school, both working, both still at home. They ain't got no kids yet. But I'm hoping that I never experience that with, me not being able to see my grandbabies, because that would break my heart. Yep, I agree. All families are not the same. I absolutely agree. But I'm hoping that they will be able to sit down, especially Byron, because after he said what he said about Kristen, he could care less if he ever saw her again. I thought that was really cold. So I don't know. I'm anxious to find out if he'll be willing. Maybe Malaysia can sit down with him and maybe talk to him, the same way she sat down with the ladies. Or I don't know. I think Thomas, and that's another thing. We don't see too much of Thomas, Byron's father, who's married to Kristen. We don't see too much of him. I wonder how he feels about a lot of this, or if maybe Malaysia should have them two sit down together. Maybe Malaysia should sit. Shit. Maybe Malaysia should. I'm tripping. Maybe Malaysia should sit down with Thomas and Byron and try to, work things out, because from the sounds of it, he wants Byron to be at his wedding as a best man. So therefore, if they still on cool terms, I guess I just don't get it. Like, you still cool with your son, you want him to be your best man, but you still don't go visit the grandkid. I don't get it. This is hard. This is hard to figure out. You want your son to be your best man, but you won't visit his kids. And you don't want to have nothing to do with his mother. I mean, I guess if he don't ever want to have nothing to do with Kristen, hey, that's his prerogative. But it's all about the kids. It's all about the kids. So anyway, I hope they do work it out. So we shall see. We shall see. So I'm looking forward to next episode to find out if Jen is going to sit down with Evelyn and apologize and admit to everything that she's did, or if she's still going to keep denying it and playing the victim. And if Byron is going to have a change of heart. So I'm looking forward to seeing that next episode. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the episode. That was season 8, episode 2 of Basketball Wives. I hope you enjoyed the review. And again, make sure you guys hit the like button before you leave out. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow, what do I have to review? Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look on my list and see which review I owe y'all, because over the last few days there has been a few shows that I missed. For the last few days, I literally, after work, I've been over my cousin's house, the one who got out the hospital. I've been immediately going over her house, and staying over there till 10, 11. I think I was over there the other night till 1 in the morning. Just, spending time with her because she's been in the hospital for weeks. I was at the hospital whenever I could in between, work and stuff. And then I've been over her house kicking it. I was over her house last night. And then this afternoon, she called me and told me she was going back in the hospital for emergency surgery. So, again, keep her in our prayers. Keep TT in your prayers. That's my cousin, TT. She wants to do a live with me over a live discussion over Medicaid, Medicare, and disability. Because she is on disability. Her and one of her children is on disability. And she wants to talk, have a discussion on the live about disability and how a lot of times patients are not treated fairly. They're not receiving the care they should have, and things like that. She knows way more about it than I do. So hopefully, as soon as she's all the way well and better, last night I was and the night before, I'm get on live with me, get in the front of the camera. No, I don't want to get in the front of the camera. I just want to sit over here on the sideline. And, she was sitting on the side and talking to us and everything on the live, but she didn't want to be on camera yet. So hopefully that'll be a live coming soon. And also, you guys, if you miss my interview, the other day with Latasha Edwards, a survivor of domestic violence and stalking, please check that out, and please share it. Share it on your community page, share it on your Facebook, your Twitter. That was a real touching story. Listening to her discuss what she went through. She left some parts out because some parts are really, really graphic. And, if I would have put it on my live, we would have to put an age restriction on it. She first did a story. She first told her story a couple of years ago on the ID Discovery channel, the cable channel called ID. They had flew her and her boyfriend at the time flew her out to London along with 3 or 4 of the ladies, and they had interviewed them and basically did a show on stalking and domestic violence. And they had they had actors and actresses play her parts and play the part of the guy who that she used to date, her ex, and told her story. That was a couple of years back, and I had reached out to her, and I wanted to, reach out to her and have her on my platform and tell her story, because as I said, Domestic Violence Month is in October. It's 5 months away, but I want to do stories leading up to October, on domestic violence and stalking. One of the reasons why is because, as I told y'all before, I went through it. A lot of people I know went through it. And there's a lot of people out there who are going through it and don't know how to get out, or don't think they can get out. So please, please, please watch that interview that I did on her. It was a few days ago. I think it's called Live Interview with Latasha Edwards, survivor of domestic violence and stalking. So please make sure y'all check that out and share it and like it and comment and tell me what you think about the interview. But I'm going to get out of here. It is so hot. It is so hot under these lights. It's like 100 and something degrees up here in Omaha. And I have these bright lights on my face. I'm up here like trying not to wipe sweat off my forehead in front of you guys. But anywho, I'm going to get off of here and call it a night. Call it a night. So I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. And as usual, Primetime Squad, in the meantime and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces. Good night.